Hi, my name is Aprilia Zandra, and I would like to present the phenomenon of the local and personal content in music market domination. As we know, COVID-19 pandemic is a situation that forced many countries to do large-scale physical distance. Even some cities are locked. This locking policy has resulted in sharp increase in online activity. The skyrocketed of the online platform also happened on YouTube and television. YouTube and television increased the name of Didi Kempot even higher, previously famous among middle-aged. The blast marked by the emergence of new terms such as the godfather of broken heart. Didi Kempot increasing became the main topic of various media during the period of large-scale physical restriction imposed by Indonesian government. He won the record for the fastest and the biggest fundraising concert for hard workers and the public pandemic. Discussion about Didi Kempot peaked when the maestro died, 1 week after his monumental charity concert. The works of the deceased are generally in the form of texted music. At the first glance, the melody and lyrics are easily listening. The lyrics mostly tell about heartbreaking story. Heartbreaking stories like this always succeed in making the audience at Didi Kempot concert join in singing hysterically. Some of them could not even hold back their tears. Terminal Tritonadi, Stasiun Balapan, Pelabuhan Tanjung Mas, Pasar Klewer, Malioboro, Kopi Lampung, Jembatan Suramadu mentions the names of famous places. The mention of famous places is one of the characteristics possessed by Didi Kempot. Some music maestro in Indonesia also use famous names in their work, like Gesang and Perkasan. He used of famous sites, the use of they use of famous site in this work allegedly used by researchers intentionally as an attraction of the work they publish. Although he did not use the same scale mode as his predecessor, the nuances of his music still felt mixed with traditional Javanese. In terms of Didi Kempot performance clothing, Didi Kempot is using jaret, blangkon, and a kind of beskap. Didi Kempot success in gaining popularity and broad demand by various age levels is an existing achievement to discuss. Unfortunately, the topic of Didi Kempot success tips rarely discussed scientifically. Researchers felt compelled to find out the strategy used by Didi Kempot in gaining dominance in the Indonesian music market. Now, literature review. The literature review is scientific article from research and published book relating to the market domination and repression in psychoanalysis. Research on the structure of the local culture, market dominations, distinction, capital, and habitus also used in this Didi Kempot research. In contrast to Markasan research, which saw the Keroncong Music Arena in Surabaya, and Borju, who examined the literary arena in Europe, research on Didi Kempot examined the Campur Sari Music Arena in Jawa. This research not only uses the perspective of market dominance and the cultural arena, but also examines the study of psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis studies that are considered relevant to this case are about the hidden memories of the audience. Research on Didi Kempot uses all the elements and causal effects as carried out by previous studies. However, his field of study directed at the use of repression levers with landmark aids and story of broken heart. Repression leverage in question is the leverage intended to resolve internal conflict buried by audience. This research focuses on the use of convenience in the compasses market dominant strategy. The researcher collected Didi Kempot's musical work and copied the scale, lyrics, musical accompaniment to then be confirmed on the concept of capital, on the concept of distinction, domination, and repression in psychoanalysis. Concept video and songs clips are examined by researcher to map audience response and singer stage style. Audience response and singer performance confirmed on the concept of capital, concept of distinction, concept of domination, and repression of psychoanalysis. And here they are, the result. The result shows that Didi Kempot won the dominance of the Indonesian music market by using various elements. Some works have the power of language poetry, others are related to famous landmarks, and all are works that are always close to the life of their listeners. Borrowing the name of the landmark and the romance in it is a complete sales package. Through the text, it appears that the lyricist convinced that no love story runs smoothly. He thinks that the meeting that will always be followed by separation, the meeting that will always be followed by separation is a theme that clearly expressed in his various stories. It also seems that lyricists believe that in popular places there are always love story and sad stories too. Every place visited by many people has always hidden two stories. Didi Kempot always managed to make people repeat memories in their past. He uses lyrics that can always make reviewers cry. The results of the study indicate that Didi Kempot has several vital elements that played in the creation of his work. In music that use lyrics, Didi Kempot use repression of listeners. He used repression of listeners' past memories related to the landmark. The landmark used by Didi Kempot is a trigger to recall the memory of the audience. As stated by Didi Kempot, that everyone has memories at every site he has or they has visited, Didi Kempot chose the famous landmark so that the site could trigger more people if the landmark is famous. He deliberately provoked memories and even hidden repression to be pulled to the surface. For him, a person's beautiful memory is a useful object to use. Bad memory generally can also move a person's heart. However, bad memories tend to be buried and covered by a person's subconscious. To explore lucid memory, a person needs trigger tool to open the barrier of the subconscious. Because every memory, the good memory or the bad memory, occurs at a time and a place, then a place can be used as a trigger to call the two memories. Efforts to decompose, reconcile someone with his past is a help that is needed by many people. The listeners of their music enjoy conscious or unconscious help in this form. Apart from effort to suppress commercialism or hurt someone's heart, the lyric and music built by Didi Kempot eventually become therapies awaited many people. According to Sigmund Freud, if they release their emotion, there is a relief. If they get relief, they finally make up with a bad memory from the past. People who have experienced emotional release and even manage to make peace with their repression, and then the subconscious will thank to this song. The subconscious will tell the conscious that they need or he need that or she need the music. Their subconscious will tell the conscious that they need that music. In simple language, the comfort of Didi Kempot's song makes listeners addicted. At least they feel they need this song. The lyric language that uses Javanese has another side to market dominance. Besides being able to make listeners need this song, the language of the lyrics is also differentiator of the composers. Distinction put composers superior to other composers. In the perfect market composition in Indonesia, where local and foreign musicians can compete fairly, Didi Kempot needs to have differentiation and excellence. In this case, Didi Kempot distinction was obtained from three things, namely Javanese language, Javanese style, and Javanese genre. The first element of Didi Kempot difference is song lyric in Javanese. Javanese song lyric become something special and began to rise among art connoisseurs. Javanese clothing is the second distinctive element of Didi Kempot. Javanese clothing has been used extensively in the advertising and television and community theater industries in Indonesia. Aside from lyrics and costume elements, the third element of the Didi Kempot's differences is the Javanese genre. The genre is often called campusari. Starting from a series of distinction, it can be stated by a graphic that the success of Didi Kempot dominated Indonesian music market in two ways. Didi Kempot's market dominance was obtained from repression, reconcile, and differentiation of music. Didi Kempot has built a reconciliation of repression and differences in musical performance and systems. The suppression of Didi Kempot's reconciliation was obtained from the language of lyric, which borrowed the listener's repression and was exploited through the use of the side names. Didi Kempot's differences are obtained through language, clothing, and music genres. It is these five elements that always appear and are played by Didi Kempot in his musical works and performance works. The dominant work of Didi Kempot teach us that elements which are memorial, traditional, and well-known side influence the popularity of music. We can conclude that the market dominance of Didi Kempot was obtained from reconciliation of repression and the differences that Didi Kempot had intentionally or unintentionally built in its musical performance and system. The dominant work of Didi Kempot teach us that elements which are memorial, traditional, and well-known side influence the popularity of music. Thank you.